Alright, and I think we're ready for ZephisLizard to take it away with the Goonies 2 any % no out of bounds run.
Alright, hello everyone. My name is Zephis, I'm a lizard, hence the name ZephisLizard. And I will be running the Goonies 2 any % no out of bounds. This means we are not allowed to go out of bounds in the game. We will be doing the run mostly in the intended way, though there are a few glitches that I'll be doing that are not quite intended, but pretty fun to watch. I think we should just get started. I will do most of the explaining during the run, so I will count from 3 to 1, and then I think we can start the timer. So if you're ready, 3, 2, 1, let's go! So, welcome to the Goonies 2. This is kind of a large platformer game with also some elements of a point-and-click game, as you can see right here. I'm picking up the hammer right here. This is a very important item in the game. And in the very next door, I will be picking up a key holder. Now, keys are also very important. The reason why is that we are playing as Mikey, one of the Goonies, if you've seen the movie. And our 6 fellow Goonies, our friends, have been locked up in this large underground area by the evil Fratelli family. So we have to free those, and to do so we need a lot of keys in order to open their cells. So we have to find, or at least collect those keys, then find where they are. Of course, we know exactly where they are. And then, once we have all 6 Goonies, then we can go to the end, free the mermaid called Annie, and then we should be done with the game. Now, of course, in the official movie, there is no mermaid called Annie, so I think it's just something they were keen to add to the game. I'm not sure. But here, I will make this door appear, and this is already our first Goonie. So every time I free one of the Goonies, you see my entire health bar has refilled, and I gained 1 extra bar of health. So we also know exactly in what order to get the Goonies, so that we have kind of an optimal health for the rest of the run. So I will slowly be making my way to the rest of the game. You might also notice that whenever I jump off of a platform, I never fall, but I make sure to actually jump. That is because if I fall down, then I lose some of my forward momentum. Of course, that loses a bit of time, so we don't want to do that. So I only fall like maybe twice in the entire run. The rest of the time it's just me jumping and bumping into enemies. Now here, I will be climbing up. I will be doing a very difficult... we'll be trying a very difficult jump soon, but before I do this, I will pick up the transceiver right here. This is a surprise tool that will help us later. But first, let me try something called the impossible jump in a slightly different setup for the marathon. I can't believe I got that. That's very difficult to pull off. What makes it fun is it's very inconsistent as well, because the time you have to make that second jump, it depends on when you start moving and when you do the first jump. So that's already a very good start of the run. Now here, I picked up some bombs earlier. I will make this door appear right here. Of course, we are speedrunning. We like going fast. So here we have the hyper shoes, which make us go a lot faster. So here's the bridge. It's kind of a scary part, because if you miss an input, you miss a jump, then it's very easy to fall down into these pits. We don't want to do that. We're going to play it nice and safe. And while I am headed towards the second Goonie, let me explain why we picked up that transceiver earlier on. That is for the glasses glitch, which I will be doing very soon. The way the glasses glitch works is that when we go from one page to the next in the tools menu in the first person screen that you see when we're inside the doors, then the game will think for exactly 1 frame that we are selecting the first item in that page. Even if we don't have it, it's just still loading in what items we actually do have. So the first item on the second page of the tools menu happens to be the glasses. So if we do a very precise set of inputs, we can use the glasses without actually picking them up. So let me try to pull that off right here. That's perfect. So here we have our second Goonie. And I'll be doing the glasses glitch one more time. It's very difficult to catch because that entire room went very fast. But this is going very well so far. So as I said, keys are very important as well. I picked up another key holder here, just to get all those keys in, because we need 7 in the entire run. And then when I go down here, I will enter another door, and there I'll be trying another glasses glitch. So pay attention. Oh no. So this is what happens. It's also very good to show. This is what happens when you select the transceiver instead. So you will see this text box, which takes a few seconds to load. But this is what you should see if you do the glasses glitch. So that's the first part of the run with all the difficult jumps and glitches, and from now on it becomes a lot more platforming and timing. And because of that, I think if you have any donations at the moment, feel free to read them, because nothing very exciting happens right now.
All right, we got a couple. We have a $25 donation from Kelteo. They did not leave a comment, but they put it towards the Mighty Gunvolt character bid war for Beck, the underdog from Mighty Number 9. So if you want to, if it's still anyone's race for that bid war. So if you want to see Echolo or Gunvolt, now's the time to get those donations in for that. We also have a $5 donation from Monroe the Lizard to upgrade to any percent but we pet the dogs for the Grapple Dog run. And they wrote, shout out to Zephis for showcasing a speedrun of this NES classic. Show everyone how to beat the game that befuddled so many of us as kids. P.S. Let's pet some dogs later this morning. Absolutely agree there. We should pet the dogs. You should always pet the dogs. And
thank you so much, Monroe.
Excuse me. Do we have time for one more?
Yes, we do.
All right. We have a $45 donation from FBL, also putting it towards the Grapple Dog upgrade to any percent run. But we pet the dogs. And they wrote, Goonies never die. Rescue that mermaid, Zephis.
Will do.
Thank you so much for the donation.
Yes, thank you so much. Here I am picking up a key holder that we normally don't really take the time to pick up. I accidentally died. That's okay, because we did the impossible jump earlier on. I have more than enough lives. So we can take this small detour to pick up the key holder. Otherwise, normally in the any percent and any percent no out of bounds runs, we try to go for a key drop from one of the enemies in the area. So what happens is, if you kill 3 enemies in a single area, then every third enemy will drop some item. There's a chance of 1 in 4 that this is a key. So that's what we try to go for in the normal runs, to not spend too much time picking up keys in other places. But of course that's where the RNG comes in. So sadly half of the runs die to RNG. That's something we have to deal with. In the meantime, this is where we pick up the ladder, one of the most important items in the game, because it allows us to climb up and down into places like these. And that's already where we find our third friend, who, by the way, always says we're 2 minutes too late. At least 2 minutes late. Yeah, even if we're doing a speedrun, we can't be fast enough. So now, while we are exiting this water area, and also when I'm exiting this ice area, I will be trying to go for a strat that I kind of figured out myself. It's like an early platform jump. And I'm pretty proud of it, so I'll be trying to pull it off. It's pretty difficult though. Wait, that looks good? That doesn't look good. So what I'm supposed to do is grab this vine very early on, then climb down again so that I can make the first jump, and if I do everything right, I can also make this second jump in one go without having to wait. But for that, we need to push Mikey just a bit to the right, and we do that by just grabbing onto that vine and climbing off again. It's sometimes pretty tricky. It saves only a second or so it's not very necessary either. And here we already have the fourth Goonie. However, the way back from this area is quite tricky as well. So let me try to focus. And there we go, that's perfect. So normally in the any percent run, which actually became a category not very long ago due to a new glitch, we performed that around here. And then what we do there is warping the whole area of the game, which of course we're not allowed to do. In this run, it's very fun to watch, so I really recommend giving it a watch if you can. It's a pretty precise frame perfect trick. Of course we want to see the entire game, so we go all the way around, and that might actually be a positive thing if we have any scalies in chat. So if you are a dragon or any reptilian, please let yourself be heard in chat. I would love to see your emotes and stuff, because you're going to like the next section of this game. I'm seeing some very excited dragons and reptiles. Well, you don't have to wait for any longer, because this is the volcano, and there just happen to be some dragons in here. And look at how adorable they look. Ah, I missed the jump right there. But we should still have enough health to make the rest of this part of the run.
Do we have time for a... Oops, sorry.
Yes, of course, yeah, we have time for a donation.
Perfect. We have a $25 donation from Twalo, excuse me. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is for the upgrade to any percent but we pet the dogs run for Grapple Dog, and they wrote, I guess we can pet the dogs.
We should pet the dogs.
Absolutely. And with that $25 donation, Twalo's actually been entered into our prize. Excuse me, it's automatically entered to win one of our weekend prizes. And any $25 donation or higher can get you into that same pool as well.
Perfect. Yes, if you can donate and you're in a financially stable way to do so, then please do. It's an amazing charity that we're raising money for here. And in the meantime, I'm getting close to the 5th Goonie. These are like the more difficult parts of the run, of course, because the enemies here deal a bunch of damage. This is a warp zone. We go swimming just once more. Right here. That shark doesn't often spawn that low, which means I'm doing either really slow or I'm doing really well. However, this is our 5th Goonie already. Normally when we do the any percent run, we do a glitch where we end up right in this area, from the red cave that's right above this area actually. So that, of course, you can imagine, saves a lot of time. From now on, it's a lot of backtracking to the start of the game. This is really the furthest we go. At least we get to see some more dragons. And there is actually one Goonie in the volcano that we did not pick up on the way here. That's because, of course, every Goonie that we save gives us an extra bar of health, and we do need that kind of health on the way back. So we try to plan it in a nice way.
Can I make a quick announcement?
Of course.
We're still running the Mighty Gunvolt character bid war. That run is coming up very soon. Currently, Beck from Mighty Number 9 is in the lead with $25, but Erico and Gunvolt can still take this with a single donation. So if you want to see a certain character get played in that run, now is the time to get your donations in for that, because it is coming up very, very soon.
So this is already the room where we pick up our last Goonie. Thank you, Mikey. I felt my life almost ended. Yes, of course, it's very dangerous to be here. That was not supposed to happen, unfortunately. But that's okay. I will just select my fast shoes again, and we will continue. So, unfortunately, due to me dying right there, I will have to try to get some extra keys again, which means I'll have to find a good spot to look for some enemies. Not this one though, because these do a lot of damage. Alright, here we do a little turnaround to fall into this pit right here. So maybe let me try to go for a key right here. I have to kill 3 enemies and then we hope that we get a 1 in 4 chance of a key drop, and we actually got it. So it doesn't cost a lot of time, luckily for us. And since we're doing so well on deaths anyway, I will try to show off a very fun little jump we call the attic jump, which is right here. We're actually all the way back at the start of the game. This is not super difficult, this right here, but of course if you fall into that pit, you basically lose your entire run. And if you're on a PB or world record pace, you don't want to miss that jump. So that's basically the last very scary part of the game. And what's surprising about this game is that it doesn't have any kind of final boss or very difficult final part of the game. It's just this: we have to find our way to Annie and free her. Of course, finding her is a difficult thing to do if you're new to the game, you're doing like a blind playthrough. However, we of course know where to go. So it's just doing the last part of the run, trying not to make any big mistakes when you are doing like a world record or PB pace run, and then we should be fine. But you can imagine that it gets very scary near the end. Now, time is coming up in about 10 seconds. So once I open Annie's door in the next room that we enter, time will stop. So I will be like 3, 2, 1. There it is. So that's the entire run. It went by really fast, but it's super dense with very fast-paced glitches and difficult timing. But thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much, Michael, for hosting this run.
Thank you, and congrats on the amazing run. Do you have anyone you want to shout out?
Well, I want to shout out you, of course, and the whole team behind Fastest First for setting this up and doing all the great stuff behind the screens. Absolutely amazing stuff. And of course, if anyone wants to see my runs, I'll be doing this a few more times. Then you can find me under the name ZephisLizard basically anywhere. If you want to get into this run, it's very easy to get into. It's of course difficult to get good at the glitches and the difficult jumps, but it's very fun, a fun way to get into an NES game. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you out.
All right, thank you so much, Zephys, for that amazing run. What you're seeing on screen now is a time lapse of a PB theme, or of an Ori and the Will of the Wisps themed art of the Fastest First mascot, PB. Excuse me. This was drawn to... Excuse me. Sorry. This was drawn to celebrate the Ori and the Will of the Wisps run that occurred earlier this week by Flap on Friday. Alright, folks, sorry about that. Had to hydrate a little bit there. Let me try that again. What you're seeing on screen right now is art of the Fastest Furs mascot, PB, being drawn in an Ori and the Will of the Wisps themed piece of art by the talented Serena, or Sky Art. Excuse me. This was drawn to showcase the Ori and the Will of the Wisps run, any percent no out of bounds, that was run on Friday by Flap. Anyway, welcome back to Fastest Furs Fall Fest 2024. we are steadily approaching the Mighty Gunvolt character bid war run in just a few minutes. So now is the time to get those donations in if you want to see a specific character run through that game. Currently, Beck from Mighty Number 9, the underdog, is ahead by $25, but Erico and Gunvolt can still take this. So if you want to see a specific character used in that run, now is the time to get those donations in for that bid war, because it will be closing at the start of the next run. And we still also have the upgrade to any percent, but we pet the dogs incentive open for Grapple Dogs Cosmic Canines. We are currently at around $95, or we are at $95 of the $500 target. So please get those donations in. You don't want to not pet dogs, right? Like that's what we're here for. Half of us in chat are dogs, probably. And let's be honest, they like to get pet. So now's the time to get those donations in so we can pet those dogs. Team Fastest Furs wants you to know that all revenue from Twitch subscription and cheered bits received during this weekend's events. Team Fastest Furs wants you to know that all revenue from Twitch subscriptions and cheered bits received during this weekend's event will support our events now and into the future, including our upcoming Fastest Furs Live at FWA 2025 event, which will be returning to Free Week in Atlanta next year. Please consider subscribing now to get our Fastest Furs emotes featuring the always adorable PB the Cheetah, and don't forget to check and see if you have your free Twitch Prime gaming sub available too. If you're interested in attending FWA and watching the live event in person, you can enter !FWA in chat for information on how to attend. The Fastest Furs Live at FWA 2023 event was actually how I got my start working with Fastest Furs, and it was a great event. We had a lot of fun, and I suspect that next year's event will be just as great. And if you want to find out more about Fastest Furs, you can also enter the commands !team in chat to get a link to the Fastest Furs team page on Twitch, !runner to show the current runner's information, !schedule to get a link to the live schedule, and !host if you're curious about who I might be or who the other lovely hosts might be. As well, you can also enter !Discord to get a link to the Fastest Furs Discord. Mighty Gunvolt character bid war run is coming up very, very soon. Now is the time to get those donations in if you want to see a particular character run through that game. Beck is still currently in the lead by $25, but Erico and Gunvolt can easily overtake that with one donation. So if you want to see a certain character blast through Mighty Gunvolt, now is the time. It is a fun run. You don't want to miss this. The art you're currently seeing on screen is also one of our Fall Fest shirts by Timberwolf Trading. And we are thrilled to once again partner with Timberwolf Trading to bring our Fall Fest 2024 Marathon shirts to you. Use the command !merch in chat to browse our new Fall Fest 2024 designs from Sky Blue Arts, Flux, Rotom, Fizzy J, and Autumn Wyvern. $5 from each shirt purchased will be donated directly to Trans Lifeline. They will only be available until the end of the event, so you don't want to miss out on your chance to pick up one today. You can also check out the entire Timberwolf Trading store online at www.timberwolftrading.ca, where you can order your own custom stickers, shirts, laser engravings, and more from this furry-owned business. Alright folks, once again the Mighty Gunvolt character bid war run is coming up very, very soon. Now is the time to get those last minute donations in if you want to see Eriko or Gunvolt overtake Beck and deny him his redemption story to run through this upcoming Mighty Gunvolt run. We all love an underdog, but I think Gunvolt and Eriko may want to take this over. And again, the Grapple Dogs Cosmic Canines run is coming up in just a little while. We still are working our way to upgrade that any % run to the But We Pet the Dogs version. We are still at $95 out of the $500 target, so please get those donations in now, because you do not want to not pet the dogs. Any donation of $25 or more does enter you to win prizes from our prize pool. Enter !prizes to get a link to the prize information for this event.